Good morning, Pete here from A Bit Twisted. So you've acquired a spinning wheel. You went out on Facebook Marketplace, you bought one, somebody brought one home, somebody gifted you one, you now have a spinning wheel. You've been interested in spinning, but you don't know what to do. Bring the spinning wheel home and test out the treadle, and the treadle works, but nothing's happening over here because you have no drive band on your spinning wheel. So the next step is, how do we get a drive band on the spinning wheel? So what you should do, or what you shouldn't do, is go out and grab your favorite yarn and put a drive band on your spinning wheel, because yarn is stretchy. So you don't want that. You want something that's a non-stretchable thread, like cotton or linen or hemp. Those are bass fiber type strings, and that's what you should use. Typically, people are using cotton, and like butcher's twine or a heavy or a nice cotton thread. This happens to be warp thread for a loom. It's 100% cotton, and I've got a couple big rolls of this stuff. This stuff will last me forever, and it makes a really good drive band. And so what you're going to want to do first is determine what type of wheel you have. So this particular wheel is an Ashford traditional. This one happens to be set up as a double drive spinning wheel. Could be a single and used as a Scotch tension, but some of these Ashford traditionals were set up from the factory as a Scotch tension single drive band. That means one string wrapped around one time around the big wheel and your bobbin or your whirl. And in this case, for these wheels, it's for the whirl that rotates the flyer, not the bobbin. And so this wheel being a double drive wheel, and it doesn't matter whether any double drive wheel, it's going to be like this. So you want to take double the length and wrap it around twice. Once around the whirl and once around the bobbin. And so what I tend to do is I tend to wrap it on the large whirl, because that's where that will give me the most adjustment. I can, if it's on the large whirl and I put it on the small one, I can still adjust it for the tension. If I put it on the small, it might be too tight to even put on the large one. So I kind of compromise. So on this one, I'll put it on both of these. And so this is what you do. So you take your string and you pull off a really long piece of string. It's really, really easy to do. Just a nice long string. Take your scissors and cut it off. And hope that you have long enough. Or you can measure it. I've done both. And so I'll take it and I'll wrap it around a small whirl on the bobbin. And then I'll just let it hang. Bring this one all the way around the bottom. Just make sure it's around the wheel and not around the frame of the wheel. And some wheels are different than others. And then I'll bring this up, and now I'm going to wrap it around the large and I'm going to swing it around, and oops, it's too short. So this string will become a single drive band. So this means I need to pull off even more than what I did. And believe me, it takes a little bit more than what you might think. So that's why it's nice having these big rolls here. So I'm just going to make sure I have more than enough to get around twice. The bigger the main wheel, the longer your line is going to be, of course. So just be aware. So again, we're just going to wrap it around. So this time I'm going to do it a little bit different. I'm going to wrap it around there, and then I'm going to bring this loose end around the back, underneath. Keep the string up here. Spin the wheel around, keeping track of all the string. And I'm going to bring it around the other whirl, around the flyer whirl, swing it around. And now I have this around twice. So I have two strings, and they cross each other. And so now I'm going to just kind of even these strings up here. So I'm going to tie this up. I'm going to wrap it a couple times around because I'm by myself. I don't have anybody to hold this for me. And I'm going to back my tension off all the way. So now my tension's off all the way, nice and loose. And I'm going to snug it up. So it's going to get a little bit looser on you. And then I'm going to tie it up. And I can just put a single line here and then just snug that up. Leaves a little tiny knot, and the knot's pretty tight. And then I can wrap this end around the knot, just kind of snug it up a little bit. This end around this knot, snug it up a little bit so it makes the knot a little bit longer, but not by much. And then I'll leave it there. And then I'll trim, cut that off, toss my string aside. And now, depending on the direction that you're going to spin, so let's say I'm going to go this direction here for your standard clockwise spinning, I'm just going to manually do this. So this is still loose, and probably it's going to stretch probably just a little bit. So I can actually stretch it out a little bit, loosen it up a little bit more. That just kind of sets the string after I put it on there. And I still have lots and lots of adjustment that I can do. And now I'm ready to go. And then I can just start spinning. But I have to set my tension. So that's another thing that you're going to have to figure out is tension. But that's how you set up your wheel. If you've purchased a wheel, picked it up, was given a wheel that has no drive band, you do have to go down to the craft store, get some hemp. They got hemp string, they got cotton string. You can find this stuff, and that's what you should use. There's no need to put wax on it. There's no need to do it. Excuse me. There's no need to do any of that, and it's thin enough so when the tension's right, it can just slide. So I'm just holding this, and the wheel's just sliding over the whirls here and not doing anything. So I can feel a little bit of tension And that's it. So that is how you put your drive band on your spinning wheel. And if it breaks, if it comes unknotted, grab another bunch. So like this wheel, if I want to do Scotch tension, I can take this other drive band. I can make a separate drive band, take this one off and set it down on the floor, make a separate drive band for single, and then attach my brake on the bobbin. And so I can switch between the two. So if I'm going to go super, 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 super fine, I might want to go Scotch tension, and that would be the way to go. But I don't have to, not with a double drive. I can do anything. That's why I prefer double drive. So anyway, that's the lesson for this morning. We'll take a look at a couple other problems a little bit later. Thanks a lot. Talk to you later.